So let's start this morning's video with some information about my camera. And now I have the Nikon Z6II, which replaced my Z6. If you watch my previous video, you'll see I discussed my decision in changing out my camera and upgrading. Didn't go into too much details about it, so let me talk a little bit about it right now. With the world open up for travel, I decided it's time for me to chase my dreams of becoming a world traveler. Now, I have been to quite a few countries already, and while that doesn't seem like that big a dream, I know a lot of people talked about wanting to travel the world and see different places. I've been to Southeast Asia in the last couple of years, and there's so much there that I love. From the food, the people, the culture, and it's been something I've been thinking about doing. My plan was to start doing that when I turned 55. Start traveling at that point while you are in early retirement and still have enough energy and strength to move around. As a couple of years back, I was in Thailand and I went up to, was it the Tiger Cave Temple? Yeah, Tiger Cave Temple, and decided I wanted to climb up that hill to get to that little temple on top. That, I think it was 12,000 steps or something like that. I forgot what it was. That was probably like 4 years or 5 years ago, somewhere in that region. I'm 54 now. So don't exercise a lot. It's mainly work, office work. And that hike kicked my butt. I made it. I always said that I'm gonna finish what I started, and I got up there. The view was amazing. I didn't take a lot of pictures on the way up because I ran out of breath quite a few times. Had to fight off monkeys. That's another thing. These monkeys got aggressive. Anything you have in your bag, they want it. Once we got past a little patch, we went up. Coming back down was rough. It's like my knees could no longer support my body. And in some sections I had to like go on my butt and like boom, dum, da dum, da dum, go down the stairs. It took longer to come down than it took to get up because my legs were just burning. My knees were tired, and in some of those steps are like, yeah, I remember at some spots like on your hands and knees kind of trying to get up the stairs because you run out of the railings. Some of them were like yay long to the steps. It was rough. And imagine if you lived there and you did that every day, it wouldn't be an issue. But for someone who don't do this every day, it certainly is tough. But it was exciting and I loved it. So saying 55 was a good year to start doing that, yeah, I think it's good to start going around and do it. I am not quite there yet, got a couple months to go to get there. But I'm hoping with this virus situation, it'll get cleared up and I can get there soon. I know Thailand is open up. Singapore is another country I want to get to. Vietnam, Laos. I think Laos is opening, but Vietnam is still in the red from what I see for travel. But I figure if you're on that side of the world and you keep bumping the country to country, eventually one of the ones you want to go to will open up and you can get there. So this is the reason why I wanted to do mirrorless. Get something a little bit lighter, get something that has better video functionality. So when you're on your climbs or doing whatever you're doing, you can utilize that. Sure, you could use a GoPro and snap these videos and take pictures. Yeah, it does pretty much the same thing. But I've been a photographer for years. Not professional, but I've shot a lot of stuff on my travels and events and so on when I did it as a part-time gig. And this is something that, when I travel, I always have a camera in my hand, and this I want to capture and get, great shots. I did think about going with the Z7 because, of course, with 45 megapixels, if you shot some stuff and it's too far out, you can always crop in and you can still have a good sized photo for posting. So that was another thing I thought about, and who knows, maybe I will get it as a backup camera. Haven't decided yet. There is still like, maybe I should go to like a Z5. I don't know. But I passed in the Z7 II to go with the Z6 II because I think overall Um, the video quality is good. It's not actually good, it's great. And the hand holding with the lenses, it's been pretty good. The focusing has been improved. The frames per second, if you're shooting video, you want to catch a bird or something in flight, it's 14 frames per second. Not the Z9 level, but still, 14 frames per second is nothing to scoff at. You can also do 4K 60, which I've tested with my 20-70 lens, along with the, what is it? Oh, the 105 macro. So put that into crop mode and you get a little bit more reach. Hand holding that stuff and, tracking bees or a bird, it's actually been pretty good. So I like that. And internally recording 4K 60, I think is a pretty good thing for this camera. I know a lot of times, we complain that we don't want a crop factor, but depends on what you're carrying around, what you're doing, it works well. So for me, right now, the Z6 I have accompanied by the 14-30, 24-70, 50mm, and the 105. That's what's left as far as a lens collection right now. I still have my 40mm Voigtlander lens, along with the 58, and I think that's a 1.2 if I remember correctly. It's a Nocton, and anyhow, it's a nice lens. So I decided not to sell those two, I decided to keep them. But everything else right now is strictly Z. I sold off all my lights, well, strobes, because I did do a little bit of studio work and I had strobes, triggers, soft boxes. I wouldn't take the stands, so I have to find some place to sell those or give them away. But the other stuff they took, light meter, gone. They wouldn't take the background, so I still have those, clearly. And decided to repurpose that photography background for my video background, and eventually I'll get rid of it. So I also repurposed one of my travel bags. It's what's the brand? Can't remember the brand right now, but I'll probably put a picture of it up there. But that's the one that I took around the world. Well, so around the world. Took in my travels with my D300. I guess it's somewhat around the world. Peru, Mongolia, China. Oh, yeah, Thailand too. Before I moved to the D500. So yeah, it's been to a few countries as well. As I mentioned, I'll spend my workhorse camera. Love that thing. One thing I miss that I wish they had done with the mirrorless is give you that 3D tracking, because that thing was awesome. And the D300, it worked quite well. It was a weighty camera, but I loved it. And to tell the truth, the D500 didn't get as much use because I really bought it for a video camera. I didn't realize back then that, video was going to be so horrible. And I say horrible because, when you travel, you want to handhold stuff, at least I do. But also you would need an external microphone. It was just a lot. So while the megapixel was higher, I still, had the D300 and, liked how it worked. Everything was set up exactly the way I wanted. So yeah. Gonna throw a couple of videos I captured and photos in from the from the Z6II over the last couple of days. You've seen a couple in some of the other videos, but here's some that I've done on a walk through a park and walk around Scottsdale. Okay, so this is a test handheld vlogging, walking around with the Z6, and Walking around the Z6II and the 24-70 f4. I'm slightly bent, just holding it and walking to see what kind of video we can get. Nobody want to vlog like this all the time, but we're testing it, right?
Yep.
Hopefully focus on your face.
Yep.
From the testing I've done so far, the camera has been performing quite well. You know, you expect that it should do well when you get an upgrade over the other one that you had previously. And yeah, the focusing stuff, that works well. The handhold and stuff, that works well. So I guess that dual XP processor actually gave us a little bit better performance. So yeah, it's incremental, but at the same time it's enough for me to be satisfied with it. Don't have Z9 money right now. Of course you can also show that on a credit card if you wanted to, but then that's a little bit bulkier than you really want to carry around for trips. So yeah, this camera's been doing great. I love the quality of the photos, less expected from Nikon, but the ability to handhold and shoot videos is really great. And while I have this video tripod, I won't be able to take that with me. I have to sell that sucker. But I still have my trusty Manfrotto from years ago. Usually I just pop the head off, throw it in my bag, and take it along the world. Anyway, what do you think? How do you like the pictures from the Z6II? Are you thinking about picking up a Z6II? Are you looking to get into a Nikon for the first time or mirrorless for the first time? Put it in the comments. Let's start a discourse on this and talk about our camera gear and what we're shooting with. You see my videos on my MacBook Pro, and that's going to complement my camera. I've been playing around with the wireless transfer. I may do a video on that. I haven't decided yet. It was a little clunky to set up, and while it does work, you have to go through each video one at a time to move them over. I do a card reader, so that works fine for me, but I guess in a pinch, if you are, you know, someplace and you want to get some stuff off when you have time having lunch or something and you're just kind of hanging around, you could probably, hey, I like this one, I like this one, I like this one, and send it over. But it's not as fast as just plug it into the card reader, which, you know, the card's like 1750 megabytes per second. So yeah, but I just wanted to test it out, and it actually works. I'm looking to minimize what I carry and do wireless as much as I can to, you know, get rid of some of the wires. But it did work, so it's great. All right, so that's it for now on the camera gear. I'll probably put out another video about it, but there's some of the things I want to record and talk about. Thanks for sticking with me. Hope you liked the video. Please subscribe if you do. Give it a thumbs up as well so we can grow the channel. Take care, and I'll see you next time.